Welcome back to Limited Edition Motorcars, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to attempt to answer one of the most common questions that I get on my channel and on my website, and that is what kind of cars do you buy? If you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm always looking for interesting cars. I'm always looking for high performance, exotic stuff. And I will consider anything and everything except your Kia minivans or your daily mundane drivers, stuff like that. Because keep in mind that I do this as a hobby. It's a part-time gig for me. I'm a full-time practicing attorney, but I am a licensed and bonded and insured dealer in the state of Florida. So I like to experience as many cool cars, performance cars as I can. So that's what I'm mainly focused on. So this is going to be a list of cars that I compiled that I'm actively looking for. But again, I will consider anything interesting, anything cool, whatever you have. If you want to sell it and see if we can make a deal, you can reach out to me. I'll put all my contact information down below. I have purchased a lot of cars from YouTube viewers, believe it or not, so this is not going to be the first time that happens. A lot of people reach out and we try to make a deal. I will consider a car anywhere in the country, so I can be on a plane within a day or two. I can fly over there, look at the car. If we can make a deal, I'll pay you on the spot, and that's the end of it. So let's get started with the list. So first brand on the list probably deserves a video in and of itself, but I'm going to try to quickly kind of glance over the stuff that I'm looking for, and I will make a list in the description, so if you don't want to watch the whole video, you can go and see. I'll make a quick list. You can check out what I'm looking for. But the first brand, Porsches. Porsches 911s. I actively look for these every day. I like these cars a lot. They're very good quality product. Overall a good car for enthusiasts. There's a lot of people who are looking for these cars, and they're good sellers. So I will consider any 911s 2009 and newer, regardless of the transmission. The minimum model that I will consider is the S, so no base cars. The problem with base cars is that they're virtually unsellable on the secondary market. These cars usually sell new, like as a lease, or maybe to someone who's not a car enthusiast, so someone who's looking for a Porsche 911 that looks like something else, but they don't really necessarily need the performance aspect of it. But once these cars hit the secondary market, the enthusiasts start to get into these cars, and the base model Carreras, they're pretty much unsellable. I have, unless it's a smoking deal, I really, I'm not interested in those. So the minimum is the S, and then obviously anywhere from your 911 Carrera S all the way to the GT2 RS or whatever it is. So regardless of the transmission. So if you have anything along those lines, reach out. All my contact information is below. We see if we can make a deal. Older Porsches, 2008 and older, I will consider with manual transmissions only, because the Tiptronic is complete garbage, and most enthusiasts are not looking for a car with a Tiptronic transmission, and that goes for turbos as well. So 997 turbos, again, difficult to find with a manual transmission, but if you have one, if you want to make a deal, I am all ears, regardless of mileage. Whatever you have, let me know. Now, as far as vintage Porsches, I don't really get into those too much. I don't know a lot about those, so I try to stay away from something I don't know anything about. But again, I will consider it. If you have something, I'm a big boy, I can do research, so I'll look into those. As far as 996 goes, I love 996 Porsches, despite the fact that a lot of people hate them. I will consider turbos only with a manual transmission, no Tiptronics. Or if it's a non-turbo, I will consider the car if you have documentation that the IMS bearing has been replaced. So it's really not that big of a deal for these cars, but people who are looking for these, the enthusiasts typically want the paperwork for the IMS bearing, so it's difficult to sell cars that don't have that done. So that's Porsches. Again, that could be a separate video in and of itself. You can go into all these details with all these different models, but this is kind of a gist of it. So number 2 on the list is Ferraris. I will consider any Ferrari 308 or newer. I don't get into the vintage stuff because it's difficult to value, and some of these cars, you know, in the millions of dollars. So 308 or newer. When it comes to 355s and 360s, I will only consider with the gated transmission, because the F1s in those are complete disasters. And again, if you have, I will consider the car, but you know, typically these are difficult to move, and usually they have issues with the F1, and you know, I had a few, and they're a pain in the ass. So any Ferrari from 308 all the way to, you know, 488 Pistas, whatever, newer stuff, whatever you got, let me know. See if we can make a deal. Number 3 on the list, okay, Lamborghinis. So we'll consider any Lamborghini. Again, don't get into the vintage stuff, but you know, Gallardos, your Murcielagos, Aventadors, you know, Huracans, all that stuff, Diablos. You know, let me know what you have. I'll be more than happy to see if we can make a deal. Number 4 on the list is British cars. I typically try to stay away from British cars. The only British car that I would consider is Rolls-Royce. And I'm looking at newer stuff as well. It's like 2013 and newer, and not really looking for older Rolls-Royce models. I stay away from Bentleys. They are a bit of a pain, and the clientele. I had a few Bentleys, and the people who are looking for these cars are a breed of their own. So I just stay away from them. Unless you have a, you know, it's a smoking deal, I will consider it, but you know, I stay away from British cars as a rule, except Rolls-Royce and McLaren. I will consider McLarens, newer McLarens, you know, 570s, 720s, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have something along those lines, please reach out, see if we can make a deal. Number 5 on the list is Mercedes. So mainly we'll consider AMG cars. I love Mercedes, but I'm only looking for, you know, high performance stuff that they have, you know, AMG GTs, you know, E63s, E43s, E53s, whatever you have, let me know. You know, S63, S65, AMG wagons. So if you have something along those lines, let me know. See if we can make a deal. Let's see what else we have. Number 6 on the list is Mustangs. Okay, I don't actively look for Mustangs, but I will definitely consider a special Mustang. So no regular GTs, no V6 models, no 4 cylinders, GT350s, GT500s, SVT Cobras, all years. So you know, special edition, limited edition cars, I will consider. Maybe something along the lines of California Special. But no regular GTs, no base cars, because these are, you know, dime a dozen. So let's see what else we have. Number 7 on the list is a category like in and of itself, and that's new cars. So if you follow me or on social media or check the website, I do sell a lot of newer cars, such as Corvette C8s. I buy a lot of C8s. So if you have anything, you know, in that nature, they have to be brand new. So they're like delivery mileage. So if you have miles on these cars, I'm not interested, because they don't, you know, they typically don't tend to move as well as cars with no mileage. And you know, this goes for any new car. So I would consider new AMGs, new M cars, you know, Hellcats, Red Eyes, whatever you got, you know, delivery mileage. Brand new car, or if you have a car on order that you're waiting for, you know, reach out, let me know. Hopefully we can make a deal once you get the car. So that's number 7. That's a category, you know, of new cars. And finally, number 8 on the list is just anything interesting. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an exotic car, it doesn't have to be a high performance car. Sedans. Okay, sedans like LS400s have been going up in value. And there's been a lot of interest in the market for these cars. LS430s as well, low mileage, you know, good condition cars, and this goes without saying that I'm looking for stuff that is in good condition with you know, good miles, you know, not junked or something that has 300,000-400,000 miles. I don't need that. We don't deal with junk, or this is not buy here pay here kind of place. So. You know, Panther cars, I would consider, you know, town cars, low mileage town cars, low mileage Grand Marquis, low mileage Crown Victorias. I love these cars myself personally, so if you have anything that's nice, older Mercedes, W140s, W123s. I would consider all of these. I love these cars. They're fantastic. So if you have anything interesting that you want to sell, again, it's not this list is not inclusive. I will consider anything but minivans, so like daily, like Kias or whatever. But if you have something that is unusual, or maybe some cars, there's some cars out there that I haven't even heard of. So reach out and see if we can make a deal. I try to be as reasonable as I can, and like I said, I'm a full-time practicing lawyer, so I'm a licensed dealer, licensed, bonded, insured dealer in the state of Florida. So if we can make a deal, I can be on a plane within a day or two. We can get to your location, you can look at the car, and we make a deal, and I pay you, and I get the title. Hopefully you have the title. If not, we can do the loan payoff, not a problem as well. And I either ship the car or I'll drive it or whatever it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.